Hey everyone, Ryan Casey here, bringing you the latest and greatest MASSP Tech Byte tips and resources for educators. I've got a really cool video-related resource for you today that it comes from Prezi. So many educators probably are familiar with Prezi over the years based on the really cool and dynamic slides and presentations that you can build with them. But now they also have a feature called Prezi Video, which allows you to make really engaging videos where you have different frames or content that are on the screen with you, the presenter or teacher, facilitator, all at the same time. And it's a much different look and feel than, let's say, Screencastify or Loom. Really, you are the centerpiece of the video that you're making. So when you're talking about relationships or making things engaging, with you being one of the main focal points, the teacher, connecting with the students, Prezi Video really helps with that. So we are going to check out some of its main features and see how easy it is to get started. So let's check it out. Okay, so I am already at Prezi.com. That's Prezi.com. I set up my account, which I was able to do by just choosing the sign in with Google option. So again, took me about a minute and I'm already into my dashboard here. So over on the left-hand side, you will notice you can kind of get started based on what you want to create on three different buckets, if you will. So our focus today is going to be on Prezi Video, but there also is a spot for Prezi Design, which is really cool for making like posters and infographics, especially ones that are kind of interactive. So if you've seen my Tech Byte on Canva before, I would say this is fairly similar to that. And then as I mentioned just a couple moments ago in the opening of this Tech Byte, Prezi Present, right, which is the really cool way to make interactive slideshows, if you will, that look a little different than PowerPoint or Google Slides. So those things are still there. We're going to focus on Prezi Video for now. So when using Prezi Video, we have three options we can see right up here at the very top. We can get started and start building out this video and do a quick record, they call it. Another cool feature is you can import your PowerPoint slides. So if you already have slides done and you just want to add a different dynamic to it with you being one of the centerpieces, you can do that. Or you can use a Prezi presentation if you used that before already. So, and if you ever get stuck on anything, they do have some really good helpful videos on kind of how all of these work and some recommended videos. So we're going to get started with the quick record. So I'm going to select that. A new tab is going to open. It might ask you the very first time you get set up, it might ask you to allow them to use your camera and your microphone, obviously, which you want to hit yes. And then here is kind of our editing screen. So I can see me at any time right now. I'm on the webcam here. We can see what this will look like once I start adding some text. So I'm going to start building out my slides here so you can see the different slides get listed. We can add text. So I'm going to call this kind of a wrap up for 2020-21. Maybe I'm a building principal and I'm going to send this out to my staff, or a teacher's going to use this for one of their final lessons of the year. So I have my text on my screen. I can add different visuals. I can upload an image. I can search for images in their library. I can search for icons. And then I can even connect this to Google Drive, Dropbox, and Microsoft OneDrive if I have different maybe school logos or images from my class or my building that I want to incorporate. So it's really cool. So I'm going to type in party because we are excited the school year is ending. So I have an image on the screen, I have text, and we'll talk about recording some different options, but anytime you want to see what this looks like in different views, down here in the bottom, I can see what this looks like when it's just me on the screen, when it's me and content, or at any time if I just want content up on the screen. And you will be able to, as we record this, flip through those as we get going here. So I'm going to leave it back up with me and content on the screen. I made a slide at I can make another slide. I'm going to make a couple here and probably speed up the video, and then we'll talk about some different options at the end. So I'm going to start building, and then we'll resume in just a moment. Okay, so I've made a couple of slides now. I have 3 different slides. I can see what it looks like here at any time as I advance my slides. Again, notice that although I have content on the screen, I'm still a pretty important centerpiece of this video. So when we, again, talk about relationships and engagement, kids like seeing their teachers on video. It just makes it more engaging. This one's kind of boring. So one thing I'm going to point out, too, is down here at the bottom is there is this change template option. And this is where you can really make these frames, they call it, really cool and a little more dynamic. You can see they have quite a few of them here. So I'm going to go with this version. So now, as I go back to editing, as I kind of click through some of these, just adding that additional frame there just makes them look a little different. And again, remember, we can see what these look like at any time when if we were to go to full screen or me only, right? We have to give this a name on the upper left, so it looks for the text. So mine's going to be wrap up for 2020-21. And the next step now is I could either use this to actually video conference, so you can use Prezi Video in Zoom. So if you want to use it to make your Zoom meetings or your Google Hangout meetings a little more dynamic, you can. Or you can just straight up practice this and record it as a video that you're going to post to Google Classroom, email out as an attachment, or send a link out to. So I'm going to use the practice and record option next, and we're going to walk through how that works in just a moment. So I'm going to go down and hit practice and record now. It's going to take me to this recording screen where basically I can hit the red record button and start recording my video. And remember, along the way, we can switch from different views of only you to you and content to just content, okay? And this part, these little buttons here, will not show up. The only thing that's going to show up on the actual screen is what you see here in that video player. So I'm going to go ahead and record this video real quick and then show you what our options are when we are done. So my video is recorded, and I'm going to go down. If I didn't like it, I can hit discard and record again. If I think it's good to go, I'm going to hit done recording. And so now I have a couple of options. If I want to watch it, I can trim. So if you ever have that awkward beginning or ending to your video, you can hit the trim button, and it'll take you through, and you just adjust these little purple sliders here where you want to trim the video at. And you would hit done. If it's good to go after you've watched it, we're going to hit save video. And so again, we can revisit the title, we're calling it. If we want to give it any sort of description or some tags, that is helpful in case you want to allow this video to become public and reusable. So again, there is some awesome ways on Prezi Video where you can take other videos people have made and just swap out a little bit of the content or the frames or some of the slides. So that's why you would want to have the tags and description in there. If you aren't and you're going to leave it unlisted, you would check that one option. We can share this to Google Classroom. I can get this link to share out and post on my class website. I can download this video. There are some different things you can get, the HTML code for this video. And again, we can still use and go in and use this for a video conference as well. So in this case, I will hit copy link. I have the link. I can now paste this, and anybody can watch this in a different browser. Pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and head back to our dashboard now. So you will see the videos listed here. There are 3 little dots down here for some options. So if you want to take this video and embed this and use it for video conferencing, you can. Again, share it out to go back and get the links. Delete it or just watch it. This is where it'll end up in your dashboard. So just a couple items to note in regard to Prezi Video. There actually is a desktop application that you can get, which will actually have more features than trying to edit and post online. When you do use this on the browser, there is a time limit, so you will want to consider downloading the desktop app and doing that. The desktop app is needed if you want to import your PowerPoint slides to turn it into a video, and if you want to do the video conferencing. You'll have to obviously connect your Zoom, your Google Meets, your Microsoft Teams accounts to your Prezi video account so they can share and they can talk. But at any time, you can take any of these videos you're making and you can go live if you want with your Prezi video with the frames and that look. And it's a nice way. It looks different than normal old Zoom, right? So it's a nice change of pace for students. So that's going to do it again for this edition of Tech Bytes. Remember, you can see these Tech Bytes and more by heading over to massp.com/techbytes or by going to the MASSP YouTube page, where we would appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel and take a look at all those videos. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.